Let's talk about lubricants. Navigating that aisle can feel a little overwhelming, but picking the right one is such a key part of your pelvic health. So, in this explainer, we're going to break it all down. We'll give you everything you need to feel really confident about the choice you're making for your body. Let's get right into it. Okay, first things first, let's bust a huge myth right out of the gate. So many of us have this idea that reaching for lubricant means something's wrong, like your body isn't doing what it's supposed to. But is that actually true? Not even close. It's really time we change how we think about this. A lubricant isn't a fix for a problem. It's a wellness tool. It's something that can make things more comfortable, more pleasurable, and it actively supports the health of your vaginal tissue. It's a smart, proactive choice. So why is it such an important tool to have? Well, it all comes down to supporting your body's specific needs, which, as you know, can change a lot through different stages of life.
And when you look at who can benefit, the list is pretty long. Think about the hormonal shifts during menopause or when you're postpartum. Those can have a huge impact on natural lubrication. But it's also a vital tool for people managing conditions like vulvodynia, or honestly, for anyone who just wants intimacy to feel better and more comfortable. It's incredibly versatile.
And it's really doing two main jobs at once. On one hand, it steps in when hormonal changes, like a drop in estrogen, mean there's less natural lubrication. And on the other hand, it's literally a physical barrier. It cuts down on friction, which helps protect that delicate tissue from getting irritated or even getting tiny microtears. So it's about comfort and protection. Okay, so you're on board with using a lubricant, but how in the world do you choose one? Well, the most important rule to start with is knowing what ingredients you want to avoid. Some of them can actually cause more harm than good. Think of this as your do not buy list when you're reading labels. Glycerin? It's basically a sugar, which yeast loves. Fragrances, a major cause of irritation. And things like glitter or warming agents, they just have no business being near sensitive vulvar or vaginal tissue. A pretty good rule of thumb is, if it has a strong smell or looks like a science experiment, it's probably not the best choice for your health. All right, enough about what to run away from. Let's flip that around and talk about the good stuff, the qualities you should be looking for in a really safe and effective lubricant. This is your checklist. This is what you want to see on the bottle. You're looking for something that works with your body, not against it. We've talked about why you want to avoid fragrances and glycerin, but I really want to zoom in on two of the most important things on this list: pH balance and osmolality. Let's break those down. So, what's the big deal with pH balance? Well, a healthy vagina is naturally acidic. That acidity creates a protective environment that keeps bad bacteria from taking over. So when you use a lubricant that's pH balanced to match that natural acidity, you're helping your body maintain its defenses, which lowers your risk of irritation or infections. Now, this next word, osmolality, sounds super scientific, I know, but the concept is actually pretty simple. You know how if you put salt on a slug, it pulls all the water out? Well, a high osmolality lubricant does something kind of similar to your vaginal cells. It literally pulls moisture out of them, which can lead to dryness and tissue damage. That's exactly why you want to find a product with low osmolality, something that's much closer to your body's own natural fluids. Okay, so you know the rules for good ingredients. Now let's get into the main types of lubricants you'll see out there. Picking the right one really comes down to what you need it for. This table gives us a really nice, clear comparison. Water-based is kind of your go-to for everyday use. It's gentle, it's safe with condoms and toys, and it's a great place to start. Now, if you find you need something that lasts way longer, silicone-based is an amazing choice. Just remember the big rule: no silicone lube with silicone toys. As for oil-based products, they do last a long time, but they come with a huge safety warning. They can actually break down latex condoms, which is a serious risk. So beyond everyday use, there are a couple of specific situations where your choice of lubricant is more than just about comfort. It's absolutely critical for your safety and for what you're trying to achieve. This is a question we get all the time. If you're trying to conceive, does it matter what kind of lubricant you use? Can it actually interfere with things? The answer is a huge yes, it matters. Here's the deal. Most standard lubricants can actually harm sperm and slow them down. So if you're trying to conceive, you have to use a product that is specifically labeled fertility-friendly. These are designed very carefully to have the right pH and osmolality to act like natural fertile fluids, giving sperm a safe environment to travel. Okay, let's move on to another really important topic that needs its own set of rules. What's the best and safest lubricant to use for anal sex? The rules here are a little different, and they're really important. First,
Unlike the vagina, the anus doesn't create its own lubrication. This means lube isn't just nice to have, it is absolutely essential for comfort and for safety. Because of that, you often want a thicker, longer-lasting formula, which is why silicone-based lubes are so popular for this. And I'll say it again, this is a critical safety reminder. If you're using latex condoms, you have to avoid oil-based lubes to prevent them from breaking.
Choosing the right lubricant is a huge step in the right direction, but it's also really important to know when the solution might be more than what can come out of a bottle. I want you to really hear this. Experiencing some vaginal dryness from time to time is very, very common. It's normal. But experiencing ongoing pain with intimacy, that is not. That's your body sending you a signal that something else needs to be looked at. So, if you've done your homework, you found a great body-safe lubricant, and you are still having pain, that is your cue. It's a clear sign that it's time to see a professional, like a pelvic health physio. They can help figure out if there's an underlying issue, like muscle tension, and get you the treatment you need to really solve the problem. At the end of the day, understanding your body and making these informed choices is a huge act of self-care. Your pelvic health is just so essential to your overall well-being. So if you feel like you need more one-on-one expert care to figure out what's going on, please know we are here to help.